When I first met Linda Avey, my co-founder, we both had this amazing frustration. We both had this realization that the consumer is really underutilized in healthcare. So if I'm an academic, I'm a physician, I own my data, I go to my physician, I ask him questions. If I'm the pharma company, I'm trying to develop the drugs, but that the consumer really wasn't that well utilized. And we wanted to create a platform for individuals to have a voice. Because we didn't think that we could actually make change happen from within the system, we said we need to actually create something that's totally outside of the system that's going to give all of us power to make a difference. And that power to make a difference is the ability to say, I want my genome, and I want to be able to network with other people about their genomes or about specific diseases. That's 23andMe. I can't fault the system because that's just the way the system works. But as an individual, I want that opportunity now to actually take more control over my health. And that's fundamentally what we think, is that there should be more and more of these opportunities. And that, again, is the mission of the company. Have that opportunity to take charge. One of the areas that probably gets more of the controversy is the risk prediction. If I could tell you that you're at higher risk for breast cancer or prostate cancer, what would you do? And granted, it's a great debate. Some people want to know, and some people don't want to know. You don't want to know, you don't have to know. But we're never going to get to that era of preventative care if I can't find out ahead of time what am I actually at risk for. So I can look at family history. There's a lot of people who don't know their family history. My family came over from Eastern Europe. I only know 1 or 2 generations back. I have no idea what people died of, and people didn't talk about their diseases in the past. So I want to know that you can't necessarily tell that much just by looking at someone. So Monica also became an interesting story because, again, as I mentioned, she wasn't that interested in her DNA until she saw the ancestry and was like, wow, that was pretty cool. And then, unfortunately, after a long flight back from London, she had a pain in her leg, and lo and behold, it turned out she had a blood clot. And Monica, having her DNA, was like, wow, I actually have my warfarin report. So again, lo and behold, Monica has increased warfarin sensitivity. So she may require a lower dose. So she actually took that to the doctor and said, warfarin's typically a drug that's life savings, but it's difficult to dose. You get too much of it, you can bleed to death. You get too little of it, it doesn't successfully break up the clot. So this was suddenly really useful information for Monica. But the way the current healthcare system works, you're never going to get that information ahead of time. Again, this goes back to the mission of the company. For me, it was worth it for me. If I paid $400, I want that information ahead of time. But for the insurance companies, it says, well, it's easier just to try dosing you. Give you a little bit too much, you bleed, we'll adjust it. I don't really feel like bleeding, or I don't feel like, not